How do we learn to cook when your parent teaches you? Not if you go to school. You know, how do you learn to make a cup of tea? Mostly, you're 2 years old and you're tugging at your mother's skirt, and you see her going to the sink, putting water into a saucepan and putting it on the fire. Then, in your little 2-year-old mind, you're wondering why suddenly she's added milk. Or why didn't she add milk immediately? And then it boils a bit more, and then she throws in some tea leaves. You might wonder, why did she put in 1 teaspoon? Why didn't she put 5 teaspoons? And as you grow watching her doing it, you're learning how to do it. And that is why I feel, particularly for IRBs, I don't know what we do about researchers, but particularly for IRBs, you need to be part of one so that you can see it being applied. Because you see, ethics must be applied for it to be real. Otherwise, it's not real. Respect for persons is not real until you apply it. And until you get a challenge applying it, that's when that concept really, you understand it. So, yes, you can teach ethics, but it can only be learned when it's applied. I think there lies the rub. And for many people who learn ethics and don't apply it, then actually they were taught, but they didn't learn. So the doctors, we were discussing this in University of Nairobi in Kenya. I was asking the doctors who are part of my secretariat whether they were taught any ethics, and they said no. They were given a few case studies, asked, what do you think? What would you do? And that was about it. Yet, had they been taught and then asked to apply, by the time they left medical school, they'd have a real good handle. But I don't know what happens in nursing school, because the nurses seem to have a good handle of ethics. Don't ask me why. Maybe it's because they spend more time with the patients and the patients' families, and they can see some of these things playing, the dynamics of everything. So yes, ethics can be taught, but for it to be learned, it needs to be practiced. So, and practice on a daily basis. You need to be able to think about it each time. And I always tell my students, please think about it. When you wake up in the morning, yes, you're a lab person, you're just getting blood from somebody. Before you draw the blood, ask yourself, am I respecting this person? Is there benefit to this study? Ask yourself those questions. If you ask yourself those questions, you'll force yourself to act in a manner that is congruent with the questions you asked yourself in the morning. So as my grandfather used to say, don't behave like a cow. Cows don't pray. Wake up in the morning, eat grass, produce milk, go to sleep. Don't behave like a cow. Think about what you're doing. Yeah. Mm-hmm.